One punch, one moment. That's all it took for these fighters to become the most dangerous in UFC history. They don't just win, they end careers, rewrite legacies, and strike fear into every opponent stepping into the octagon. Today we are talking about 12 ultimate killers. Let's go. Number 12, Anthony Johnson. Start our list with none other than Anthony "Rumble" Johnson. If you've ever seen Rumble in action, you know why he's so feared. This guy was a walking highlight reel of knockouts. What made Anthony so dangerous? It was his explosive power combined with lightning-fast hands. He could end a fight in seconds, no matter who was standing across from him. Rumble wasn't just a one-trick pony. He started his career at welterweight but eventually moved up to light heavyweight and even heavyweight, and he kept smashing opponents left and right. His ability to carry that knockout power across multiple weight classes cemented his legacy as one of the most dangerous fighters ever. Number 11, Robbie Lawler. Coming in at number 11 is the former welterweight champion, Robbie "Ruthless" Lawler. If you want to talk about pure, unfiltered violence, Lawler's fights are textbook examples. This guy's striking is brutal, and his power, insane. Lawler's ability to turn a fight around with one punch makes him so dangerous. What really sets Robbie apart is his warrior spirit. He's been in some of the most brutal fights in UFC history, and he's always willing to go to war. Remember his legendary battles with Rory McDonald? Those fights were like gladiator matches, bloody, intense, and unforgettable. Robbie Lawler doesn't just fight to win, he fights to dominate and leave a lasting impression, and that's why every time he steps into the octagon, opponents know they're in for a violent night. Number 10. Matt Brown. Next is Matt Brown, also known as the Immortal. Now, if you want a fighter who embodies toughness and sheer willpower, Matt Brown is your guy. This dude is like a human wrecking ball. What makes Brown so dangerous isn't just his knockout power, although he's got that in spades, but his relentless pressure. Matt Brown fights like he's got nothing to lose. He throws bombs, pushes forward, and drags his opponents into war. His style is raw, aggressive, and downright scary because he never backs down. Opponents often say fighting Brown feels like getting hit by a freight train, and honestly, that's not far off. Number 9. Quinton Jackson. Quinton. Rampage. Jackson is pure chaos in the cage. This guy brought aggression and power that was just off the charts. What made Rampage so dangerous? It wasn't just his knockout power, though that was scary enough. It was his wild, unpredictable style. He could throw bombs from anywhere, and his wrestling background gave him the ability to control fights on the ground too. Remember his iconic fight against Chuck Liddell? That was a clash of titans, and Rampage showed why he was a feared champion. He wasn't just a fighter, he was an entertainer who made every fight feel like a street brawl. His ability to intimidate opponents before the fight even started was real. Opponents walked into the cage knowing they were in for a war, and Rampage loved every second of it. Number 8. Justin Gaethje. Let's talk about Justin Gaethje, a modern-day nightmare for anyone in the lightweight division. Gaethje is a guy who fights with a reckless abandon that's both terrifying and mesmerizing. What makes him so dangerous? It's his combination of wrestling, iron chin, and knockout power. He's the fighter who will charge forward, take punches, and keep coming like a bulldozer. Gaethje's fights are always action-packed because he refuses to back down. His striking is brutal, and his ability to absorb damage while dishing out punishment is almost superhuman. Fans love him because he fights like he's got no fear, and opponents hate him for the same reason. Number 7. Khalil Roundtree now. Khalil Roundtree might not be a household name for everyone yet, but don't sleep on this guy. Roundtree is a rising force in the light heavyweight division, known for his explosive knockout power and dynamic striking. What sets Khalil apart is his ability to finish fights quickly and spectacularly. He's got that rare mix of athleticism and precision that makes his punches and kicks land like thunder. Roundtree's style is exciting because he's not just looking to win, he's looking to make a statement. When he steps into the octagon, you can feel the tension because you know he's hunting for that knockout. And when it lands, it's often brutal and unforgettable. For fans who love highlight reel finishes, Khalil Roundtree is a fighter to watch closely. Number 6. Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, named as the Spider, is often called the greatest striker in MMA history, and for good reasons. What makes Silva so dangerous isn't just his lightning-fast hands or precise kicks. It's his ability to make opponents look completely lost in the cage. Silva's style is like watching a deadly dance. He's calm, composed, and then bam, he lands a knockout that leaves everyone speechless. What really sets Silva apart is his creativity. He throws strikes from weird angles, uses unpredictable counters, and has an uncanny ability to read his opponent's next move. His highlight reel knockouts are some of the most beautiful and brutal in UFC history. Facing Silva meant you had to be perfect because one mistake could end the fight instantly. That's why he's one of the most dangerous fighters ever. Number 5. Wanderlei Silva. Next on our list is the legendary Wanderlei Silva, also known as the Axe Murderer. If you want to talk about pure aggression and fearlessness, Silva is the gold standard. His fighting style was wild, aggressive, and downright terrifying. Silva's reputation was built on his relentless pressure and devastating striking. He fought like a man possessed, throwing punches and knees with such ferocity that opponents often had no chance to breathe. His time in Pride and UFC showed the world what it means to be a true warrior. What made Silva so dangerous wasn't just his power, it was his mindset. He was always looking to finish fighting, and his wild, aggressive style meant he was constantly pushing the pace. Opponents dreaded facing him because they knew one mistake could cost them everything. Number 4. Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy Stephens might not always get the spotlight, but this guy is pure danger every time he steps into the octagon. Known for his aggressive striking and knockout power, Stephens is a fighter who never backs down. He's got a granite chin and an iron will, which means he can take a punch and keep coming forward, looking to finish the fight. Stephens' style is straightforward but effective. He throws heavy punches and powerful kicks, always hunting for that knockout. And when does he land? It's usually explosive. His fights are always exciting because you never know when he's going to land that one big shot that changes everything. Number 3. Mark Hunt. At number 3, we have the heavyweight powerhouse Mark Hunt, the Super Samoan. This guy is the definition of knockout power. Hunt's striking is like a sledgehammer. One clean shot from him can end a fight instantly. What makes Hunt so dangerous is his iron chin. This man has taken some of the hardest punches in MMA history and kept standing. Combine that with his devastating knockouts, and you've got a fighter who's both fearless and lethal. Mark Hunt's fights are always must-watch because you never know when he's going to land that one punch that changes everything. Number 2, Mark Coleman. Moving on to Mark Coleman, the godfather of ground and pound. This guy is a pioneer who changed the game in MMA forever. Coleman was one of the first fighters to really bring wrestling dominance into the UFC and back it up with devastating ground and pound. What made him so dangerous was his ability to take opponents down and then rain down strikes until the fight was over. Coleman's power and wrestling made him nearly unstoppable in his prime. He was a heavyweight champion who intimidated opponents with his physicality and technique. His style might seem a bit old school now, but back then it was revolutionary. Number 1. Jon Jones. Finally, Jon Jones stands as one of the most dangerous fighters in UFC history. His incredible reach, lightning-fast strikes, and relentless wrestling make him a nightmare for any opponent. Jones isn't just powerful, he's smart, constantly adapting and surprising rivals with unpredictable moves. Holding the record for most light heavyweight title defenses, he has proven time and again that he knows how to dominate. His devastating elbows and takedowns dismantle opponents, leaving no doubt who controls the fight. Even with controversies outside the cage, his skill inside remains unmatched. When Jon Jones steps into the octagon, it's more than a fight, it's a statement. That's why he's one of the most dangerous fighters the UFC has ever seen. These fighters didn't just win fights, they instilled fear, changed the game, and left a legacy of danger in the UFC. Who do you think is the most dangerous fighter of all time? Comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more UFC content. Thanks for watching.